Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris, and I'm back again with another video. Thankfully, I'm back again with another video. 2018, I'm glad to see you. The end of 2017 wasn't very good for me. I ended up getting a little bit of pneumonia, and I just didn't want to put out a lot of videos with a really bad raspy voice and a lot of coughing, obviously. So I'm glad to be back, guys. I'm glad to do this video. We're going to do another build review tonight. We're actually going to take a look at the zero tolerance builds. They have a little dandy build called the DC Friend builds, and I truly think it's an amazing build. I think you guys are really going to like it. So we're going to show you guys how to download it, install it in just a second, then we're going to do a review on it. Once again, before we begin, I want to give a quick shout out to all of you guys that are subscribing. Thank you guys so much for liking the videos and leaving comments and just being interactive with me. I truly love that. Continue it, guys. I truly want to make this channel the best channel out there. We got a long ways to go to do that, but I'd love to get to 100K by the end of the year. So let's make 2018 great. I've got a lot of great things coming out, which is one of the reasons why you subscribe. If you have not subscribed, click on the link below and hit subscribe for me, because you will not be disappointed. We do contest giveaways. We do streaming device reviews, and I give those devices away. You have to be a subscriber to even have a chance to win. So don't forget to hit subscribe for that very reason. And then, like I said, we do build reviews. I do lots of build reviews. I'm getting ready to do a streaming device review on the Tanix device, and I think you guys are going to really like that one as well. It's about a $40 retail value, and it's a very nice device. So we'll probably do that this weekend, and then we're going to turn around in the next probably maybe 3 to 5 videos, and we're going to give one away. I've got 2 devices that I can actually give away now. So with that said, let's get a rocking, guys. So we're going to actually once again start out with a fresh Kodi 17.6 Krypton. And the first thing we're going to do, as you can see, we have a blank Kodi there. Obviously there's nothing on there, which is the way you want it to be. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to that little gear, and we're going to go ahead and click enter. And then we're going to go down to System Settings. Go ahead and click Enter. And I'm going to show you something that you all might like. If you go into Audio and click to the right, go down to GUI Sounds, click Enter, and that's going to bring up 2 options. We just want to hit the one that says None, okay? And then left click, and you'll notice there is no more clicking noises. We love that. Because I know it gets annoying when I'm going back and forth for you guys. I know it's like, stop that clicking, you're driving me crazy. Especially if you have a headache trying to watch these things. But anyway, the next thing you want to do, go all the way down to add-ons. We want to click to the right. And then we're going to go down to unknown sources. Go ahead and click enter. That's going to bring up your warning box. And I'm going to produce my warning box voice here. Add-ons will be given access to personal data stored on this device by allowing you agree that you are solely responsible for any loss of data, unwanted behavior, or damage to the device. Proceed. We are going to hit yes, guys. Yes, we are going to hit yes. You know why? Because if you don't hit yes, you're not going to be able to actually download anything. So just kind of a quick reminder there, you do have to hit yes. All right, remember, hit yes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit backspace, and then we're going to go down to File Manager. Go ahead and click enter. Now we're going to go to Add Source, and from here we're going to go ahead and click enter, and then enter one more time, and this is going to bring up your URL path box. Now we're going to type this URL in exactly like they have it here, so it's going to be http:// repo zip.teamz.sedr.io and /. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a second to actually type that in exactly like it is. Don't leave anything out because it will not work if you don't. So, alright, so we're ready to move on. We're going to go ahead and hit OK. And then we're going to scroll down and we're going to name this. You can hit enter if you want, or if you have a keyboard, you just type in Team ZT. So we're going to just do that. And then we're going to scroll down, hit OK. As you can see, our URL path is in there. So from here, we're just going to hit backspace twice. That's going to take you back out to the main menu, all right? So from here, we just want to scroll down to add-ons. Go ahead and click enter. And then we're going to go up to the little install box. Go ahead and click enter. Then we're going to go down to install from zip file. From here, we're going to click enter again. And then we're going to look for what we named it. You guys can name it anything you want, actually. You don't have to name it what I do. But nonetheless, I selected Team ZT. Now you're given three options here. It's important that you install the right one, okay? It's going to be the one that says repository.zt and then the zip on the end, okay? So once you select that, go ahead and click enter. Now we're going to go up to my add-ons and then backspace, and it beat me too quickly. That's pretty awesome. It'll say 0 tolerance repository add-on installed up in the upper right-hand corner of the box. That means it has been installed. Now, if you would have hit my add-ons and then backspace, right below that, you would have seen currently downloading add-ons. When that box pops up with the icon, that currently downloading add-ons will be gone or it'll disappear. And that just lets you know if you have to go off and you have to do something, whatever, take a call, take a pee, take a smoke break, or whatever, get something to drink. But anyway, once you do that, then you can come back and you'll see that it's off. You'll know that it's been downloaded. Because if you were to come back right now and see that, you wouldn't have any idea if you hadn't clicked on my add-ons in the backspace. So if the add-on box or install box would have popped up, you would have no idea. So this kind of helps you out a little bit. All right, so from here we want to hit install from repository. Then we're going to go down to 0 tolerance repositories. And then we're going to go down to program add-ons. Go ahead and click enter. And then we're going to enter the ZT the Wizard. And we're going to install that, okay? Now you'll notice it will install, and you'll see a little check mark beside ZT there. And then you'll have this pop up. All right, so once the wizard pops up, unless you have a tracked account or a real-to-brid account or any saved login data, you don't really need to do that. You also don't necessarily need to keep your advanced settings or your favorites unless you have something saved on the previous build. Now what you do need to do, and also your whitelists, you don't need that. But what you do need to do, and I always recommend it, is clicking these last three, okay? Now you may ask, why should I click on the last three? Well, the answer to that question is every time that the build opens up, you definitely want it to clear cache, okay, because that's going to make your build run faster. It clears out any unwanted crap. You want to clear your packages on startup, and you also want to clear any old thumbnails on startup. So any of those three, it's all about clearing and making your build faster. So always recommend that, okay? Once you've clicked on those bottom three, hit continue. And then you're going to have another wizard box pop up. It's going to say build menu or ignore. Just like the warning box. You have to hit build menu because if you hit ignore, you're not going to go anywhere once again. All right, so here is the wizard with all the builds. These have some great builds. It is 17.6, the most current version. I'm surprised we haven't actually gone into 7 yet. It's a little surprising. But as you can see, you got Krypton builds here. There's 24 of them. You've got AAHS, if I can talk. You've got All You Need. That was actually a really cool looking one too. You've got Alpha ZT and the light version of that. You got Apollyon. And then there's our DC friends. And you have a lot of other great choices. The Retro ZT is really cool. You've got Star Wars, Stranger Things, Team USA, Tomb Raider, Walking Dead. So if you guys are into builds, I know we're still waiting on the Ares Wizard to come back eventually, maybe. But the Cryptics build basically is one of the best ones of the bunch here, just to let you know. But we're all waiting for that to come back. But in the meantime, you have great wizards like this one, and like Steven's Wizards, and like who's some of the other great ones out there. You got Supreme builds. They have a few different builds to choose from. There's a lot of great ones out there, guys. The Wookiee has a ton of them. Okay, so just remember there's a lot of different builds out there. You just have to kind of find the wizards. That's the key. But anyway, enough talk. Let's download the DC friend. I want you guys to see this. It is awesome. We're going to go down to standard install. Now, if you had another build on there and you need to do a fresh install, that would wipe out the old build and get you a new start. Here we're starting out with a clear Kodi anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and hit standard install. Now don't freak out if it doesn't load right away. It actually did this time, but usually a lot of times it won't even do that. It'll take a while before it actually downloads. So it says, would you like to download and install? Yes, install. All right. As you can see, it's 297 megabytes. Alright, so you should be able to use this with all devices pretty comfortably. It just depends sometimes, really. If you have a Fire Stick and you have really, really good internet service, excuse me, guys, if you have really good internet service, then the chances are that your Fire Stick is going to work a lot better with little bit larger builds, slightly larger builds. But if you don't have the greatest internet service, then your Fire Stick is going to struggle sometimes. My recommendation to you guys with Fire Sticks, and trust me, I've had a Fire Stick, so I'm not knocking the Amazon Fire Stick, but I will tell you this: if you have a Fire Stick and you can find a build between 185 megabytes and say 260 megabytes or 250 megabytes, then you're going to be in good shape. It's going to, even with a really kind of a slower internet, it's still going to run pretty darn good. You get up in that 300 megabyte range, or really anything over the 250, 260, you're going to have a better internet speed. Okay, just to kind of let you know. Now I have one of the best internet speeds there is. I've got 200 millibytes per second, up to 200 millibytes per second downloading speeds. Now, does it ever use the 200 megabytes per second download speeds? Probably not. But mine is with X1 Infinity um, cable, which is your Comcast cable, okay? But as you can see, the download speeds are horribly slow right now. So just to kind of keep you guys from having to sit here and painfully listen to my voice for another almost 260 megabytes, I'm going to go ahead and pause this and then we'll resume when it is further along in the downloading process, okay? So just keep in mind that you're going to download, it's going to go all the way to the end for the 297 megabytes, and then it's going to go into another downloading phase, which is where it's going to extract the files and continue installing it, okay? So as I said, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and we'll resume here in just a second. Alright guys, welcome back, and we are back to the main menu. So let me explain to you what happened. Basically, like I said, the downloading process was going very slow, so I didn't want to torture you guys with the whole process of waiting for that. But basically, all it does is it goes through the downloading phase, and then it'll go through the extracting of the files phase, and then when it's done, it'll come up that it wants you to force close Kodi. Once you force close Kodi, it's going to kick you back to your main lean back launcher that you're using. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. And from here, all you have to do is go right back into Kodi. Now I've already downloaded the build just to make sure that it was looking okay. But you're actually going to actually have your main menu come up here just like this, and you're gonna get the little song, na 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 na, Batman. So you're gonna actually get that. Now I will tell you this: I did have a little bit of problems because I was a little bit impatient, and I tell you guys all the time not to be impatient. But you want to give this build enough time to actually download, because if you start maneuvering through the menu, it looks like it's not downloading, but it is, and it just takes a little bit longer than normal. So just kind of keep that in mind. Make sure that you see up in the upper middle hand part of the screen the downloading the shortcuts make sure the build menu downloads and everything else, okay? Just a word of advice. So let's take a look at this build. It's actually really, really nice. It's got a lot of great fan art if you're a Batman fan, DC fan. So let's just take a look at it. We've got movies, we've got Maverick, TV, we've got Bob, we've got Spins Flicks, add-ons, we've got System, Power, TV shows, The Pyramid, Music, Favorites, Stream Hub, Mobdina, Fantastic, Elysium, and we're back to movies. All right, so you can click on movies, and it's going to bring up the Fantastic menu, and this is going to be for movies itself. We can go into people watching. You can go to genres, year. You can check it out by people, but you're going to get this information here. And these are your top trending builds that are out right now. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and click on one of them. And I always like to do this on at least a couple of the add-ons. That way you guys know that it obviously is working. As you can see, you're getting a 1080p source, you're getting 720p sources, a lot of standard definition sources as well. But I always like to do as much as I can in these builds just to show you that, hey, they are working, because I've had a lot of people that will actually download things and then for whatever reason, they see mine working, but theirs doesn't work. So, I'm just letting you know ahead of time that that these things are working. Okay. All right. So we've got a 1080p source there, Blu-ray quality. We're going to go ahead and pull up that. I have to be careful sometimes when I actually pull these up, because when you're doing a video on YouTube, there are certain copyright infringement laws that you have to be careful of. And you start pulling up some of these movies with those copyright infringement laws, and then automatically it just kind of takes your video out. So you kind of have to be careful and knowledgeable on this particular movie that you're pulling up and who the actual movie production company is. This one I do know of, and it is not a part of the copyright infringement laws. But as I said, we're going to check this out, just make sure it downloads and it pulls up just fine. Hope you guys are enjoying your night. It is almost midnight here in West Virginia at 11:39. I'm pulling a little bit of a late nighter. My problem is I have to wait for all the kids and the wife to go to bed. That way I can make video, not interrupting anything. All right, so as you can see, it did pull up, but it is buffering a lot. And that's probably just because the internet is running slow on my end. So I always recommend, if you do have that issue, if you have a slower internet, I would always recommend actually going ahead and just downloading 720p. 1080p is nice and all, but there are some times where it's just not as nice. So let's go into 720 and we'll check that out. But you did see the 1080p pulled up fairly quickly. You didn't have much of a wait time. Now I have a video, and it would apply to this one as well. Fantastic add-on, and I show you guys. If you guys will watch the video, I show you how to master Kodi, and this is one of the things that I show you. You can actually speed this process up. The problem that we're having right now is that there are several different um, providers like that vShare and things like that. There's different providers basically that are slowing this whole process down. You can go in to tools, and then you can go into providers, and you can actually take some of those providers out that is causing these delays. And that a lot of times will solve a lot of the problems that you might be having. And you can also go in and you can change it to where it's um, basically auto load for you. Now, the only problem with that is if you do the auto load, sometimes you might actually have a movie that might not be the movie that you're looking for. So that's the only problem sometimes with that. So we'll give it a second here to download. And as you can see, it is running painfully slow tonight. Now, everybody asks me, one of the most popular things that everybody asks me is, should I go with VPN? Should I go with VPN? And honestly, if you can get a good VPN, I would definitely recommend it. Like real to grid accounts and things like that, tracked accounts. The good thing about that is you're running on a private server and you don't have a bunch of people just all at once, lambasting all the server and everything else, and then that way you end up running into a scenario like tonight where it's taking a lot more time than normal. But it's good to have that because, like I said, it's a dedicated server. It's a private server, and so it's just a whole lot better viewing process sometimes. And I've also found that too, the time of day makes a big difference as well. So if you get like certain times of day, it's a little bit more crowded than that. So, but as you can see, it pulled up just fine. It's just that my internet is running terribly slow tonight. I was trying to play my Xbox One X games, and it was just the quality of download speed was awful. So, but you can check it out. I mean, obviously, it did pull it up there and had a little buffering issues on my end, but you're probably not going to get that. Now, if you go down into the sub menu, you've got Oculus, Neptune Rising, Cerebro Showbox, Cerebro Strictly HD, Stream Hub, Rebirth, Placenta, F Society, At the Flicks, 1080 Movies, Death Streams, Bucky Movies, Spins Strictly HD, High Noon, Tempest Reborn, and Golden Cinema. There is a ton of add-ons here, and that's one thing that I love it for 297 megabytes. Um, you know, there was hardly anything on there at all. I mean, you would think that that would be very limited to what you have, but I mean, as you can see, you've got a ton of add-ons here, and that's what makes this build so wonderful. It's awesome. Now, I did go into TV shows and the Oculus add-on here, so let's go into the movie database popular movies or excuse me, TV shows. And the one thing that I liked about this one is you have this build in particular has a lot of different add-ons, a lot of the newer add-ons, which is really cool. But as you can see, you got the Big Bang. You can basically go into any of these. These are your top trending shows right now. Let's just go into Walking Dead since that's one of my favorites. And if you guys have not seen this before, you have specials section here. You have season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8, all the way up to the most current season. And then you have every single episode of every single season. So that's what makes these builds so wonderful. I mean, these developers are out there and they're giving us free TV basically to where we don't have to even pay our service providers anything. I mean, we can get rid of the service providers. Now, of course, the only drawback at is the live TV part of it. Sometimes that can be a little bit painfully slow and not be very good at times. Um, but once again, I mean, if you were to go and say get Vader Streams for their IPTV, they have an amazing for a little over $100. You can get a whole year's um, subscription. You pay for that, you get 100 and some dollars. Lord, I paid that in one single month. So I mean, that's the one great thing about that. But as you can see, you've got some great options here, and Oculus looks like it's a great add-on. I have not actually pulled up Oculus, but you got top rated, you got the movie database airing today, you got the hot TV show list. You can pull it up by networks or genres. You can do searches. So there's a lot of things there in Oculus that you can pull up. So let's check out one more. I will tell you that I'm a big fan of Bucky's. I'll show you that one here real quick. Bucky's is really nice because it gives you, um, especially let's say we go into new releases. You also have 4K and 3D content right there, which I like real well. But the good thing about Bucky's is it actually will allow you to view a trailer as well. So let's say we wanted to go down to um, something that we know will play. Well, let's just say Permanent. I have no idea what Permanent's all about, but you have Permanent Source 1, 2, and 3. And then sometimes you'll actually get like a actual trailer, which they may have changed theirs because that's 2 times I pulled up and I've only seen source 1, 2, and 3. So they may have gotten rid of the trailer part of it. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any more trailers. See, I did like that because it actually did show you the actual trailer of the movie. So if you had no idea what it was about, I thought that was pretty cool that you could pull up the trailer. But it looks like they just went to Source. So as you can see, Bucky Movies has quite a bit to offer. It's got fight replays, testing. You've got the 3D and 4K content, movies A to Z, all kinds of good stuff there. And like I said, you have High Noon. That's a new one that I've not seen. And it's Western movies, cowboy and indie movies. That is pretty awesome. Wild West documentaries, country classic music, Western audiobooks. That's actually pretty awesome. I like that build. Or, I mean, that add-on. All right, next up is Maverick TV. We all know Maverick TV. Obviously, you can click on it, and it's going to give you some stuff here as well. Retromania, UK Turk, Tempest Reborn, Superbox, and Supremacy. I'm a pretty big fan of Superbox, so we'll check that out. And it's got a lot of great content too. You got IMAX documentaries, Planet Earth. You got the videos, Football Rewind, Boxing Rewind, F1 Rewind, Classic Hockey, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, Bud and Terrence. You've got all kinds of good stuff here. You even have a login for your Real-to-Brid if you have a Real-to-Brid account. I promise I didn't plan that ahead of time. But you can go into On TV, which is your live, and you can go into movies. And this is the one thing that I like here. You've got 1080p movies, 720p movies, movie specials. You've got Remux RD only, box sets, westerns, Chinawood, the 007 collection. There's Xmas. I think I'm pretty much done with Xmas. But you have live movies and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of great stuff there as well. And then, of course, you can click on Maverick TV, and it's going to give you Maverick's online movies, 4K ultra high def movies, Maverick movies box sets, sports, live sports, 24/7 shows and movies. You got your new movie releases, Maverick IPTV Extra, World IPTV, and you've got a lot of other great choices there. Maverick has always been really good as well, anyway. All right, so moving on, we've got Bob. You guys have seen Bob. I know you all have seen Bob, so I'm not going to really worry about that. You've got Spins Flicks. Now, the one thing that I love about this is if you scroll up, then you have your your widgets, which is really nice. So you can access any of these movies from that. You scroll to the right, that takes you up to the top, and these are your top trending movies as of right now, top releases in 2017. You click to the left, and you're back down to Spins Flicks. All right, next up is add-ons. You can view your video add-ons here, so let's just take a quick gander at that. And for the size of this build, like I said, you have a ton of different add-ons, and I love that about this build. I mean, you really have the best of the best here. I mean, that's what makes this so amazing as far as the build goes itself. You got a lot of great all-in-ones. You've got everything that you really need. You don't really need any other things for that matter. But you can also go into your add-on browser here. So once you actually go into File Manager and add your URL source, then you can come in here and install from zip and repository. And then you can go into System. You've got System Info, Programs, Speed Test. That's good if you want to test it, your internet speed. You've got the wizard there, skin settings. There's your file manager, guys. So you can go in there, add the URL source, and then up and over and down and then through the woods we go. And then you go in there, and that's where you can install your zip file and repository. So just kind of keep that in mind if there's anything that you want to add. I mean, it's not that big of a build where you can't add something and one of your favorite add-ons that might not be there, and there's a lot of them here anyway, so you have a good chance of actually doing it. Now, a couple of things that everybody asks me about these questions. There's two or three things here that everybody asks me about. All right, so first of all, a lot of people ask me what kind of skin that we're using. All right, so if you go into interface, now you guys can check this as well. If you go into interface and then go to skin, you'll see it says Eon Nox Silvo. All right, so if it was a Bella skin, you'd have that listed here. If it was the Fuse New skin, you'd have that listed here. But this is Eon Nox Silvo. So there you go. And you can also, in this section, you can go to zoom, and all you have to do is zoom out, or you can zoom in further, or you can leave it at 0%, and it's where it originally was to begin with. Now, you may ask, why should I do that? Why should I do that? Well, the good thing about doing this is if you do that, then your build might fit your TV better. Because I did have a person that did mention that that a lot of their menu stuff was getting cut off, and that you can do that as well. There's also a different way to go in about that as well. But you can change your screensaver mode. You can do it to dim. You've got your master lock, other. All right, and you also have player. So you can pretty much go in and randomly select any of these, and and just change the whole outlook of the actual build itself. Now, if you go into system, this is the other thing everybody asks me about. You go into system and you have display. If you click to the right, you can change your resolution here. So if you have a 4K TV like I do, you'll notice you can change it to fit your TV's needs. So in this case, it's 3840, which showed me that it's 4K. You can do refresh rate here. You can change that. You can actually go into your GIU resolution limit. You can go down a little bit further to video calibration. And this is the other thing that you can do. Now, if this is off track with your TV, those arrows are not going to be pointing down the corners. They are probably not even going to be seen. So you can adjust the screen by going through that process as well. All right, scroll down one, and let's say we're tired of these clicks. You can go down to GUI sounds, click enter, and then just click done. And bam, you have no sound, which is actually very nice at this point. Because that clicking gets on your nerves. All right, now if you had a wedding, if you had a weather widget that showed you the weather, this is where you could go in right here, and you could add your personal weather information from your town. So there's a lot of great options of stuff. People just don't mess around with this stuff very often. You can actually go in and you can change this menu to where it can be completely the way that you want it. You can manage that. Now, going on, we have power. I always recommend for the first time that you download it, go ahead and power off the first time because anything that was downloaded will save and it will make your system run a little bit smoother as far as the build goes. All right, next up we've got TV shows. So we can go into TV shows. And you have Spins that's under the TV shows. You got airing today, movie database on the air, shows by network, top shows. Popular, you got classic TV shows. We can go into that and just check that out. If you have any Amazon TV series or Netflix TV shows, you can also view it that way. And we're just going to give Spins a little bit of time here to do its thing. I swear my system is running super, super slow tonight. And I do apologize because it is usually very fast. All right, it's processing its metadata. So it's going to bring up a list of all your classic TV shows that it offers for the build. One thing I've learned about these builds more than anything is to have patience. That reminds me of a little song that my sister used to sing when she would come home from school. And it, for whatever reason, that stuck with me forever. Um, Basically, it goes, have patience, don't be in such a hurry. Because when you get in a hurry, you only start to worry. And for whatever reason, I've just remembered that. But look at this. You got 90120, Third Rock from the Sun, A Team. And these are the originals. Alf, Adam 12, Adam's Family. This is awesome. I love it. Ozzy and Harriet. So this is another great add-on. Band of Brothers, Batman. Check that out. The original Batman. Battlestar Galactica. I mean, just a ton of stuff here. There was what 432 items. That's pretty awesome. And the same thing, you have all these other. You got UK sitcoms. So Benny Hill, I'm sure, is going to be there. You can shows by genre, and this is a great add-on. Now, if you click up, then you can access any of these. So let's just go to Shameless. Me and my wife watch that. It's hilarious. And once again, you got seasons 1 through 8. You can pull up season 8. And let's just click on one of the episodes here. See what we got. All right, it's going to bring up our sources here. So let's just go with the first one. And we'll check, make sure it pulls up for you guys. And it says no stream available, so that's the good thing about having other providers, other streams as well. And I know usually it's not that bad, but anyway, apparently it just didn't want to play for you guys tonight. But the good thing is, if it's not pulling up under this, which is fantastic, you have a lot of other different add-ons here that you can pull it up from. You've got Lithium, Neptune Rising. That's hard to say. Placenta. Let's go into Placenta. Not seen that one before. That's a good thing about this one. It has a lot of really good new add-ons that I've not seen. So we'll just check these out. This is much like your Covenant Exodus, Elysium. There you go. And let's say we want to go into Shameless. And let's just go to Season 1. And let's go to Pilot. And see if we have any better luck with playing anything on this. Alrighty, and let's see what we've got here. Now, one thing, if you are clicking on any of these and you click once, I would recommend just clicking once because what will end up happening is a lot of times you'll have the boxes pop up and so on and so forth. But you have a lot of add-ons here. There you go, and now it's going to probably pull up a bunch of them. So, like I said, just always be patient. If you click on one thing, you can just end up freezing up, your system. Which is kind of what we've done here. And as you can see, it pulled up. But once again, it's the buffering on that's going to be slow because where I hit it 3 or 4 times there. But there's another great section there. All right, you've got the pyramid. You can go up and looky here. You got all the Batmans, which is really awesome. Even up to Batman versus Superman. I'm sure that eventually they'll add the Justice League in there, or maybe not because it doesn't have. I mean, even though it has Batman in it, it's not centered around Batman. You got the pyramid there. You've got music. You got Jukebox Hero, Now Music USA, SG Music Box, Retromania, Thunderstruck, Beats. You can click on music, and there's your nows. So if you like the Now series, you've got just about every one of them there, I believe. You've got your favorites, so if you save anything to your favorites, just by long pressing the select button, I didn't go into that. It'll show up under your favorites. You've got Stream Hub. So let's go into movies here. Let's go into trending movies. And let's say we like the Justice League. All you have to do is long press the select button, and that brings up your box. It says Q item, watched in Stream Hub, autoplay. So you can actually set it to autoplay, and it'll pass forward through all the rigmarole there. You can play it. You got information there on it. You can add to your favorites. So we went ahead and added it to our favorites. And now we're going to go back out to the main menu. We're going to go to favorites, click on that, and there you go. There's Justice League. So it's pretty simple, guys. You've got Stream Hub, you got Mob Dina. So you have channels here: movies, music, news, shows, sports. You've got Fantastic. Scroll up, and once again, you got some great fan art here. And then just click to the right, and it takes you up to the top, and you got your TV shows. So it breaks it down into people watching movies and people watching TV shows. So that's awesome. I love the way that they've got that set up. And then we've got Elysium. You guys have seen Elysium. Same thing. You've got, TV shows and your movies right there. Same way of pulling through them. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, this is a pretty awesome build. Yeah, the buffering was an issue. And like I said, you'll have to check it out and let me know if you ran into the same issues with your device. I believe my internet's just running painfully slow right now for whatever reason. Like I said, I was trying to play my Xbox One X earlier, and I have got Forza Motorsport 7, and it was just taking just extremely too long to download. It would almost stop and then it would start. So I think that's part of the problem on my end. But as you can see, if you guys are a big Batman fan, this is the build for you. Even if you're not a Batman fan, it's just kind of dark, and it just has that feel to it. I mean, the black and white with a little bit of hint of red makes this build really, really nice, and I like that with green, purple. Check that out, Joker. It's just great, great, great build. So hopefully you guys like it. Let me know if you do. Click the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you click on that link below. And one last thing that I did not fail to mention earlier is click that bell. That way you guys be notified of any new videos that I come out with. But it's a pleasure doing another video for you guys. I promise I'm going to get back in the swing of things and at least get 3 to 4 videos out a week for you guys. So that's my goal in 2018. I'm glad we're in a new year. Hopefully everything will go smoothly this year. We won't have any major catastrophes or terrorist attacks or anything like that. So let's just all get our heads together, pray, and let's enjoy 2018. Enjoy this build, guys. It's a great build. And you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next video.